Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here at Soulprint. Couple quick sort of announcements. This video is our Pendulum Friday video. I have also released on Friday the 14th a video with regard to Danielle Smith, the Premier of Alberta, and the Trudeau and the Liberal Party and how they're doing. So there are two separate videos that have gone out. They're short ones. They're like 10, 12 minutes. Two minis that I did. And now we're going to carry on with our Pendulum Friday. For those of you who are wondering, it's still chilly out here, but not as chilly as it was. I'm drinking a very large mug of hot chocolate and at great personal sacrifice. I want you to know I did not add Baileys to that. The things I do for my channel, eh? All right. Things are going a little nuts. Okay. Things are just spiraling. So it's really important that everybody continue to breathe and move through what's going on. It's like getting to the point where just simply turning on a new station creates anxiety, stress, and high blood pressure. Trump continues to be an idiot. He continues to think he's just going to, what was the last thing I heard him say? Something about they're a great contender or something like that to become the 51st state. It's like he just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. And for whatever reason, either he's not being told or he doesn't get it, that he has really upset Canadians. And this Buy Canadian movement, I mean, honest to God, if Trump had ever been able to create a Buy American movement that was as powerful as the Buy Canadian movement is right now, he would have been, considered a mastermind. But we all know that's sort of not accurate, right? So he's upset Canadians. And I think it's important to remember that Canadians are almost always polite, but we're not pushovers and we're not gullible and we're not stupid. And I know all of you people are horrified. And thank you. And no more apologies on behalf of your idiot president or the United States. We know who's creating the problem, and we know who's supporting us one way or another. So thank you. I will say, though, that this Buy Canadian surge that's going on has already started to impact retailers. They are starting to really feel the impact of first of all, the cross-border shopping that's not going on. They're starting to feel the impact of all kinds of trips that are being canceled. But not only are trips being canceled to the United States because Canadians aren't going to go to the United States, but your planes keep crashing. They're falling out of the sky. Well, why? Well, because he completely decimated, what is it, the FAA who monitors that stuff? Anyways, the first question or two for Pendulum Friday today is about Alberta. So I'm just going to scoot through those and then we'll get on with the rest of the questions. Joyce, thank you very, very much. The amazing Joyce continues to compile these amazing, she does it for me in such a way so that I literally just have to open the email and just go. I just ask the questions. She's brilliant. I would be frankly a disaster without her doing this. All right, let's get started. Did the Alberta UCP government allow inflated contracts to private clinical surgeries? As the now fired Alberta healthcare chief has alleged. Yes. Was Danielle Smith aware of this? Yes. Will the truth about these contracts come out before the next provincial election, which, by the way, is not until October of 2027. I mean, that's like we've got another 2 years and what, 8 months, 9 months of her before that election. It's a long ways away, so that's a problem. Will the truth come out about those contracts before the next election? Okay, yes. And I'm just going to ask one more question. By the time the election rolls around, are people still going to remember that and vote accordingly? No answer. So, memories are short, right? And I guess we'll see how that all unfolds. Will the Mississippi Bill 1484 that proposes a bounty hunter program that would certify licensed bail bond agents to find and detain anyone in the country illegally pass and become law? I don't know if this is something for just the state of Mississippi or it's broader than that. But I'll ask the question as it was written. Is this going to pass and become law? Okay, right now it's a yes, but it's a bit of a wobbly yes. So I think that if it actually does pass, it's going to be hard getting it through. That isn't like a smooth yes. So it feels like, um, it could be difficult. Researchers at Georgia Southern University announced this week that they have developed an AI program which can process global seismic data and compare it to historical seismic data in real time and give cities a several minute early warning of an imminent earthquake, giving people time to get out of buildings. Question. Is this and similar new AI technology likely to work well enough to provide real early warning for earthquakes, similar to what is already in place for tornadoes? I'm just going to put a caveat on that. Um, is is the technology going to provide the early warnings? Will Okay, let's do. Will it do that? Okay, yes, it will. Is this going to be available within the next 2 years? No, within the next four. Yes. Is Trump putting himself in danger by messing with the CIA? They are trained to remove leaders who act against our country. Again, he has managed to put all of his insane people in those positions of power. Um, People who have no business. Patel, he passed. He went through. He's now whatever the heck they wanted him to be. Yeah, he's that. So what's going on is that the agencies, the ideas, the attitudes that you used to be able to depend on or count on to do the right thing, to respond in the right way, are no longer there. Those people are no longer heading those departments and those agencies, which means they're now being headed by Trump's goons. I'm sorry. When goons is inaccurate, because that actually implies sort of some strength, albeit not good. They're just dumb. Okay, these are people who are so ill qualified that I think JFK, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was actually confirmed yesterday morning. So, yeah, I'll ask the question, but you have to realize, I think we talked about this in one of the last previous readings, is nobody's running in to save. There is no white knight coming. It's the people. The people of the United States have to be the resistance. They have to be activated and motivated to start pushing back, because he has people in place who are absolutely willing and prepared to do what he says. And, they're being really, really blunt about it. There was a memo that went out, and I'm sorry, I wish I could remember what agency it was. I think it might have been the Department of Justice. And it basically said, you will now adhere to Donald Trump's agenda. That's how you're going to conduct yourselves. The Department of Justice is supposed to be completely independent. They're not, and they're not going to be as long as Trump remains president. And worse, even if something happens to Trump, Vance will step in. Then the next guy will step in. To my understanding, there is not a way for a new president to be elected until the term is over. I guess unless somehow they're able to absolutely confirm without a shadow of a doubt that the election was somehow stolen, except it's sort of late, right? I don't know. It's Trump putting himself in danger by messing with the CIA. Sorry, that's a no. But I will tell you this, I'm not going to ask my pendulum because I received this sort of insight this morning. Both Trump and, both 45 and EM, I got to stop saying that name, both of those names, are at a higher risk now of some sort of an attempt than they have ever been. And that energy is continuing to build. So in some ways, they are not as safe, I guess, as they used to be. Say it that way. Do you see the military taking the felon out of the White House? No. Again, because the people who are now heading the military are being now led by his handpicked people who were so ill qualified that it boggles the mind. Will EM, is he going to be arrested here in the US? No. Will he be arrested by another country? Okay, that's an unknown. I can promise you that if he is arrested in another country for whatever, 45 and his government will do handstands to get him extradited out. This is where we are at. This is what's going on. In a article, and probably about somewhere in 2017, they think it came from Axios, Felon 45 made point that all male staff in the White House should be wearing suits and ties. Yet EM shows up in the Oval for a press conference dressed in a t-shirt. Has 45 spoken to him about the dress code? No. Is he doing that? Is Ian purposely defined to show who is really in charge? Is that sort of part of a strategy that's out there? Yeah. And you know what? I almost want to say they're saying, yeah, it's in charge, but more it has to do with almost like a complete disregard. There is no respect for the office. That's why he does what he does. Ian brought his son into the Oval. Has or will 45 tell him to stop hauling the little one around with him? He will not. There are some YouTubers out there saying that little X told Trump that he was not president during the meeting in the Oval. Did little X, say that to 45? Okay, so yes. Did Mini X, my question, did Mini X repeat what he has basically heard from Daddy X? Yes. Don't forget, this is for entertainment purposes only, and all statements are alleged. EM seems obsessed with the letter X. In science circles, there is a rhetorical planet X, also known as the destroyer. Hang on a minute, please. Hi, I apologize. I'm going to really need to add that Bailey's to my hot chocolate. You know, it's a funny thing how when you're a mom, you're a mom. It just doesn't matter how old your kids get. I have both daughters messaging me. Both of them are sort of going through stuff. And it was just like, stop talking to me. I'll get back to you in a minute. Gracious. All right, let's get back to this. I apologize. EM seems obsessed with the letter X. In science circles, there is a theoretical planet X known as the destroyer. The word destroyer came through this reading quite a few times. Is EM obsessed with destroying the planet? Mm-mm. Is he obsessed with being the most powerful person on the planet? Yes. There you have it. And again, you know, he has the money and people are greedy. And it seems the more money people have, the greedier they get because they want more money of what they already have too much of. Will the Epstein tapes be disclosed in 2025? No. Will Jack Smith's second report or any part of it regarding the documents case be made public? It's a little yes. Will it be leaked somehow? That's a yes. Okay. Will the Democrats win any of the 3 open House of Representative seats in the upcoming special elections? 2 in Florida and 1 in New York. I did not know that was going on. How exciting. All right, let's see. Are the Dems going to be able to win and have their wins verified? The wins going to be respected? There are 2 elections in Florida. Are the Dems likely to win one or both of them? Okay, yes. And are they going to win both? And that's a yes. Because, it's not like people in Florida are exempt from the insanity. And in New York, are the Dems going to take that open house seat in New York? And that is a yes. Is Kamala ready to make an announcement? No. Will there be another presidential election in 2025? No. Your Constitution doesn't allow for that. Even, what is it, Article 25? If somehow, by some miracle, somebody finds their backbone and they end up determining that he's like incompetent and he can't be president, he has to leave office, he'll be replaced by Vance. Like, that's your Constitution. Those are the rules. So as far as the energy is right now, there's no reason to anticipate or expect that something like that could or would happen. Felon 45 revoked Joe Biden's security clearance. What an ass. Is someone keeping him in the know? Yes. Did Biden ever, my question, did Biden ever in his wildest imagination think that Trump would decimate so much so quickly? No. And listen, everybody loves Uncle Joe, okay? But that was the problem. He would not see that it was not politics as usual, and that the Republican people in Congress were simply too afraid to go against Trump. And so where he thought people would stand up and do the right thing, they didn't, and they haven't, and they're not likely to. And apparently a lot of Republicans are really just following along like little, lemmings, because they are frightened for their family. They are frightened for their security. And you can't blame somebody who's frightened for their family, but it is concerning when you have so many people who could stand together and push back and they choose not to. That's concerning. And the American government made an agreement to buy 400 million Tesla cyber trucks. Musk denied the $400 million contract. After the news broke, the Defense Department, again, which is being run by one of Trump's people, the Defense Department changed the wording and took off Tesla and changed it to energy efficient. Will this purchase of armored vehicles take place? Yes. Will the Democrats and independents in Congress cross the aisle to get Republicans to join them in voting against the mega agenda? Okay. It would actually be Republicans who would need to cross the aisle to the Democrats to increase the Democrats' numbers so they could block something. So I'm going to are there going to be Republicans who are willing and able to cross the aisle to strengthen the resistance of the Democrats and independents? Okay, yes. Well, now listen up. The only Republican, apparently, who voted no for JFK Jr. To be head of, health was Mitch McConnell. Everybody else fell in line. Going forward, will there actually be enough of them to change or impact the voting? Yes. But don't expect that it will be in large numbers, because it will not. Okay. There we go. So it's Friday. It's Valentine's Day for those who celebrate it or acknowledge it. Maybe in honor of the day, be really kind to yourself and do something nice for yourself, possibly someone else. Pay attention to what's going on. You can't be out of the loop, but don't make yourself crazy, right? There's a lot of alternative media out there that you can get your news from. And listen, this is the thing. Legacy media, except MSNBC seems to be sort of pushing back a little bit finally, but legacy media, they're all in line, okay? They're all going to tell you everything's fine. You need to be careful of the independent, because some of the YouTube channels are just, it's clickbait, right? They say the same thing and everything's, horrible, or, what a bomb was dropped on him, and it's like, be careful of absorbing too much of that, because I'm not for 1 second suggesting things are great. They're not, but being in a place where you are just perpetually absorbing really frightening news, because that's where we're at now, right? It's not so much that what's going on isn't horrible. It is. But there are some YouTubers out there who are making everything, every single thing, a disaster. And none of us need that kind of, frankly, stress coming at us, day after day after day. So stay engaged as much as you can. Do not stop pushing back against your reps, red or blue. Keep phoning them, keep sending them messages, telling them this is not acceptable. And there needs to be a stronger pushback against literally the destruction that Trump is causing, not only in the United States, but globally. Have a good weekend. Get some rest, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Until next time, be well. Bye for now.